Testing 1, 2. Better turn this up. No, I was thinking on the way up here. You know who they you know who my dad? You know, my dad coached for 30 years or whatever, and never could get basketball figured out. Did a little bit in junior high, but so didn't everybody else. But finally, when me and him teamed up, we took over the Spartans and started building that in '88. And everybody thinks I was just a cheerleader, but that's not correct. For instance, after we had won state, we had another really sharpshooter coming up, and guess who wanted to get my permission to see if we could start a freshman and to check him out. The other coach. Yeah, my dad. Hey, what do you think of this Rhodesy kid? Think he can start as a freshman? Think he's got it? I was like, yeah. I mean, we have to put him in there. We have to try him. And so we did. And he made a few turnovers, and I heard it in the crowd, and Dad was catching flack from it. I was catching flack from it, starting a freshman. But he ended up becoming, that year he went all the way to state in the three-point contest, and he eventually got quicker on his feet. I mean, he's only a freshman, and we were already playing very good ball. Like I said, me and my father took him to state the year before, so. And when Pops retired, because a lot of people don't know this, he was getting close to 55, and he got so much involved in the games, I just told him, I said, you cannot be doing this too much longer. And I was just about ready to graduate from a certain college and thought I'd have the team. You had to have a bachelor's degree. And I was like a couple weeks from graduating, and I got pulled from my class and couldn't finish my teaching. And anyway, long story short, couldn't get my degree no matter which way I turned. So that's another story in itself. Dad decided he'd retire. I'm still fighting for my degree, and guess who asked my permission when they were thinking about the school board was checking out certain people's names. It came to be Marty, and Dad asked me about it and said, what do you think? And of course, I imagine they took my vote in stride because Marty had coached, I think, over in Verdon, and we knew each other from Cloverleaf Feed, and he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. He had the boys coming up too, and it was like, you know, I can get on there and help him later on, or do it here in a little bit and be an assistant, but it's never asked, and was his program evidently. And I don't know, I was still trying to get my degree, but yeah, so that whole program, it took 3 years basically, because it took all 3 years to build the stuff, and then by the third year we were known as the Giant Killers, and knocked off 4 or 5 teams going to state, all who were number one, or could have been ranked number one. Definitely one. The Birds were number one, and Quincy and NorthGreene, I thought they were one of the best teams ever. A lot of people thought they were going to go. A lot of people picked Route, but they had a guy didn't have their starting five. The big center Pine, he killed us. He killed a lot of people, man. I mean, they didn't have him. That went down the wire, and so yeah. Knocking off all those teams, we had it going. We knew what we were doing, and had the program turned around. But like I said, we had a lot of talent. We had some guys coming up. Junior high, we had Bobby T down there. You can't have a program as good as we did and continue it without somebody as excellent as him. He had already won a regional. over at Greenfield. So we had a great coaching staff. We used our alumni to come in and certain times and kind of like basketball seminars against the youngsters and show them different techniques and stuff. So, and I was there a lot on the courts. I was a point guard in high school, and I was about 8 years older, and had very much matured into a lightning fast point guard, college level, maybe semi Division I, and so that helped the team with the transition game and passing and catching and defense and things like that. So we had a great guard who picked up a lot of knowledge from another excellent guard was Speaksy, and he basically was another assistant coach that, like myself, we weren't just cheerleaders, we were actually coaches with Dad. So anyway, we're back to the destination point. So some of the story about the giant killers.